Roll call, please.
Commissioner Astorian,
Here.
Commissioner Yasayan,
Here.
Commissioner Lee,
Here. Report regarding the posting of the agenda.
The agenda for this meeting was posted on Wednesday, May 25th, 2011, on the bulletin board outside City Hall and on the city's website.
Can everybody join me in a pledge of allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please be seated. Selection of chairperson, I think it'll be better to have that done next time when we have all 5 members here.
Okay, we'll put it on the next agenda.
Sure. And I think approval of minutes as well. I think we do not have all the people here, so we'll have to probably table it for the next one.
Okay.
Oral communications. I don't see any here, so zoning appeals, none. So I guess we're going to the planning commission items, new business. Second amendment to the development agreement for DreamWorks Animation LLC. Staff report, please.
Yes, Planning Commissioners, good evening. Before you is a time extension request of a development agreement for DreamWorks Animation LLC. I'd like to direct your attention to the screen behind you for a very short PowerPoint presentation. In June 1996, the city and agency approved a 15-year statutory development agreement to facilitate the development of the DreamWorks Animation Campus. The original development agreement approved 495,000 square feet of building area, a parking structure, and associated facilities based on M1 restricted industrial zoning standards applicable at the time of adoption. Along with the original development agreement, a first addendum to the final program EIR of the San Fernando Road Corridor redevelopment project area was prepared to analyze the total build-out of the DreamWorks Animation Campus project. What you see before you is a site plan that was presented for the original development agreement in 1996. Phase 1 of the DreamWorks Animation Campus consisted approximately of 331,000 square feet and was completed per the development agreement in compliance with the M1 development standards. In April 2008, the City Council and the Glendale Redevelopment Agency approved the very first amendment to the development agreement and the corresponding Phase 2 development of the DreamWorks Animation Campus. What you see before you, highlighted in yellow, would be the extension of the parking garage to provide 265 more parking spaces for a total of 882. And also the new Lakeside Annex building, which is a 6-story, 128,718 square foot addition to the existing Lakeside building. And there was also an extension of the surface parking lot on the south side of the site, adjacent to the Los Angeles River, to connect with Flower Street through a secondary employee-only and fire access gate. Now, this was approved by the City Council and the Redevelopment Agency in 2008 and has been constructed. And this is in regards to the previous approval back in 2004 of the site rezoning from M1, which was a restricted industrial zone, to IND, an industrial zone. The industrial zoning standards for the industrial mixed-use large-scale development projects applied to this particular project as part of the very first amendment to the development agreement. And that allowed for greater height and also number of stories for this particular project. In addition to the First Amendment to the Development Agreement and the design review of Phase 2, the City Council and the Glendale Redevelopment Agency also reviewed and approved the second addendum to the final program EIR. So it completely reviewed the development of the DreamWorks Animation in regards to the Lakeside Annex project, the parking garage extension, and the surface parking extension project. What you see before you is the current condition of the DreamWorks campus, and that includes the new Lakeside Annex structure and the parking garage extension. In order to have the opportunity to complete the remainder of the 34,500 square feet of the previously entitled building area, DreamWorks is now requesting to extend the development agreement for an additional 5 years. The development agreement is currently set to expire on June 26, 2011. Since the total buildable area had been previously analyzed as part of the second addendum to the program EIR for the redevelopment plan, no additional environmental review is currently required. All future development, and this, again, no development is being proposed at this point in time, but any and all future development would be required to incorporate applicable mitigation measures from the program EIR and to also comply with the agency and city land use and architectural guidelines. The next two slides are just our pictorial images of the DreamWorks Animation Studio campus. This is the front gate facing Flower, the interior courtyard, a night shot of the general campus. And so the Planning Division staff recommends that the Planning Commission receive the staff report and presentation, recommends finding the proposed second amendment to the development agreement for the DreamWorks Animation time extension request to be consistent with the general plan and zoning standards, and therefore recommends the Planning Commission recommends that the City Council and agency approve the proposal. Your comments and motion on the proposed second amendment will be forwarded to the City Council, and the City Council / agency hearing is set for June the 14th, and it will be duly publicly noticed. That concludes staff's brief presentation. I'm available to answer any questions you may have.
Well, any questions to the staff? I do want to mention that there are a couple of questions that I think that was asked during the recess time that you might want to kind of bring that up to disclose. One question was the 34,000 square foot, whether or not that applies to habitable space only or the parking spaces and so on.
Thank you, Commissioner Lee. Yes, the 34,500 square feet would be for buildable, habitable area only, and so this would be for additional office space, projection rooms, things along those lines. It would not include any new parking structures or improvements on the lot per se. There was also a question asked by Commissioner Yasayan as well. Does this project have anything to do with the new River Walk project being constructed adjacent to the project site? And this would be for the bike lane extensions along the channel to be completed in October of this year. And no, this particular entitlement process is completely separate. It does not have anything to do with the currently under construction River Walk extension.
Any other questions? I don't see none, so I will ask applicant to come up. You have total 15 minutes to present your case.
I won't need anywhere near. Thank you. My name is Jeff Haber from DreamWorks.
You may have to repeat from this.
Okay. Good afternoon. My name is Jeff Haber. I'm a partner at Paul Hastings in Los Angeles, and I'm here representing DreamWorks Animation, LLC. I wanted to thank Vilya for her presentation, and I wanted to just add a few things to what she told you tonight. I've been representing DreamWorks since the company was formed in 1995, and when Jeffrey Katzenberg, Steven Spielberg, and David Geffen got together to form DreamWorks, they decided that they wanted two campuses, a live-action campus somewhere down near the airport, and then an animation campus someplace out in the valley. And they started looking, and they looked at a lot of different places, and ultimately they found this site. And this site was interesting for a few reasons. Number one is it was 13 empty acres. It had actually been a helicopter storage site for the Los Angeles Police Department, and prior to that it had actually been an airport. But it was completely unoccupied at the time. And in addition, the site had, back in 1992, been the subject of the city of Glendale's redevelopment zone. And the city did a full environmental impact report taking this site and all the other area around this area that was all quite dilapidated and in need of significant redevelopment, and had determined that this would be an excellent area for new companies to come in, particularly entertainment companies. However, from 1992 until DreamWorks bought this site in 1995, that hadn't happened at all. So DreamWorks was the catalyst to get this area up and running. We came in, met with the city on multiple occasions, and ultimately got approved our master plan, which called for 495,000 square feet of floor area, not including parking structures, but occupiable floor area, to be built in one or more phases over the course of the next 15 years. And the idea was we'd build a significant chunk of it right away, but then DreamWorks didn't know when it would build the rest of it. And so we did. As Delia said, we built 331,000, so about two-thirds of the 495 right at the beginning, and we opened to great fanfare, and really we love being in Glendale and think we've been a significant asset to the community, and certainly the community has been a significant asset to the company. And we've been busy making movies. We did one expansion in 2008 and built, as Delia said, the Lakeside Annex, which was about 121,000 square feet. And so now we're at the position where we built approximately 460,000 of the 495,000. We've got 34,500 square feet of floor area remaining, and our 15 years are up. And so what we're requesting is pretty simple, that we have another 5 years, an amendment to the development agreement that would allow us to complete the already approved, already analyzed 34,500 square feet of the remaining entitlement that we haven't had a chance to build yet, but do intend to build. So with that, I'm available to answer any questions that any of you may have, and we have the architect for the campus from Gensler, and as well as executives from DreamWorks who can answer questions if I'm not able to.
Thank you, Ms. Haber. Any questions for the applicant? I see none. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Any additional comments from the staff? Okay, no additional questions. I'll close the public hearing, and we're going to deliberation.
Actually, I do have one question.
Oh, okay. Reopen the public hearing.
How does the parking work with the development agreement as far as the building?
According to the originally approved development agreement in 1996, the parking ratio for this particular DreamWorks campus was approved at a ratio of 2 parking spaces for every 1,000 square feet of area. They currently exceed that particular standard. I believe that they have 882 square feet, or 882 parking spaces within the existing parking structure. And they have an ample amount of parking spaces around the perimeter of the lot. There was a recent approval to provide tandem spaces that would, again, provide additional spaces. I know that there was quite a bit of demand. So they far exceed not only the 2 per 1,000 that is required by the development agreement, but they actually appear to be close to, if not comply with, the 2.7 as required by today's code for office-type development.
So adding the extra parking structure is just an extra convenience for them.
Correct. It would be a convenience not only for the employees, but they do have many individuals that visit the campus on business, and so it would be both for employees and for visitors.
Any more questions?
No, I'm ready, Mr. Chair, to move the
Okay, I'll
extension.
close the public hearing.
I'm ready to move if there is a formal motion that we have to read, or just move the approval of the extension of the
Oh,
development.
right to the, the motion. I think there's one that was prepared.
There was a 3-page motion that was prepared.
And I'm sure
And
you
it
want us
wasn't-
to read the entire 3 pages. Right?
I'm not sure. I'm actually looking at our city attorney, Mike Garcia, whether they would be required to read all 3
I don't think
pages.
it's necessary.
Mr. Chair, members of the commission, all you need to do is just make a motion to approve that the commission recommend the development agreement for council approval.
You know, before we make the motion, I just have a comment. You know, it's not pertaining to the case that I had the pleasure of visiting your campus with Governor Moon-soo Kim of Gyeonggi Province from Korea. Beautiful, beautiful campus. And I did watch Kung Fu Panda 2. So I am your fan. Go ahead, I'll entertain the motion, please.
May I?
Yes.
I move to recommend the extension of the development agreement by the Planning Commission to the City Council of Glendale.
Second it.
Okay, I have a motion made by Commissioner Astorian, a second by Board Member Osayan. Roll call, Board Member Astorian,
Yes.
Board Member Osayan,
Yes.
and Board Member Lee.
Yes.
The motion passes unanimously, 3-0.
Okay, because next we have Planning Division updates.
Yes, we have an item going to council. It's the cleanup amendments. You saw that several months ago. And so that's scheduled for July 5th for the city council at the 2:30 meeting. And then there's also an appeal that was made to your decision in February at the 1304 Carmen Drive case. And that's tentatively scheduled for council in August. And then as Velia just mentioned, the DreamWorks DA is going to be at council on June 14th. And that's it for Planning Commission reports.
Any comments from the commissioners? Seeing none, I'll entertain.
Move to adjourn?
Sure.
Sojourn.
Thank you.